This is the Samsung Z Fold 3. It's the third iteration of Samsung's flagship foldable device. Today, let's talk about this device and my thoughts on whether or not you should get one. Let's go. What is up, guys? Sean here, and if you're new to the channel, then thanks for stopping by. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can get more videos like this one. And if you're returning because you're already subscribed, then thanks for coming back. Whoops. Also, just a quick heads up, I did purchase this device with my own money, so this is not sponsored by Samsung, and the thoughts and views expressed in this video are my own. All right, let's dive into some of my thoughts and the specs. So right off the bat, if you're just looking at this device and using it, and if you're comparing it to the very first generation Z Fold, then this is light years ahead. However, if you are comparing it to the second generation Fold, then you'll need to dig a little bit deeper to see the differences. And insanely, there's also a feature that the Z Fold 2 does a little bit better than the Z Fold 3, but more on that in a moment. So let's talk specs for a second. So the Fold 3 does have a Snapdragon 888 processor. It starts at 256 gigs and goes all the way up to 512 gigs for storage. New this year is 120 refresh rate on the outside display, so it's matching the same refresh rate as the one on the inside. Also new this year is S Pen support, and it is IPX8 water resistant. And yes, you did hear that right, it is water resistant. It can be submerged in up to 1.5 meters of water for up to 30 minutes. So it's rated IPX8, and the X means it's not rated for particles like dust or sand. Guys, this is insane. So just think about this for a second. It's a foldable device. Think about all the mechanics that go inside of it being foldable. The screen, the little gears that make it open and close. We have a foldable that's water resistant. Welcome to 2021, baby. And as for the cameras, the outside front display has a 10 megapixel camera, while the backside has three 12 megapixel cameras, starting with a wide, ultra wide, and then a zoom. And now what all the fuss is about when it comes to the Fold 3, the inside display's camera. Well, the camera on the inside display is actually located underneath the display. So there isn't a cutout, there isn't a hole, there isn't even a notch. And whenever you're ready to take a picture or a video, that part of the display becomes transparent. Okay, so first, let me say kudos to Samsung for actually doing this on a flagship device. Very ballsy of you. That being said, this feature doesn't work without a couple major drawbacks. The first being that the camera on the inside display is only 4 megapixels. And I'm sure you guys all think that that sounds horrible, but it's actually not that bad because the software is able to upscale that image and sharpen it so that it looks more like a 10 megapixel image. That being said, the clarity of the images, it's not that great. So the best way for me to explain is for me to actually show you. On the left is an image that I took with my S21 Ultra's front-facing camera, and on the right is an image I took with the camera on the inside of the Fold 3. And I know when you're looking at it, you're thinking, man, that doesn't really look that great. And a lot of people have mentioned it as well. A lot of YouTubers out there are talking about how that inside camera, it looks like fuzzy, or maybe you can even see some of that RGB of the screen. And Samsung's response to this, their response was basically, well, there's a front-facing camera on the outside of the device, and more people are likely to use that camera than the one on the inside. So the one on the inside, they look at like it wasn't that important. But I don't know, man, I feel like I used the inside camera a little bit more than the outside one. Anytime I would get like a duo call, I would flip my phone open and use that inside camera when it's in tablet mode, not the one on the outside. Speaking about tablet mode, I do enjoy using this year's version a little bit better, simply because there's no cutout. You get to use the entire real estate of the screen. So about the battery, it has the same 4400 milliamp battery that the Fold 2 had. And that's a little weird because the outside display on this has 120 Hz refresh rate. So I imagine somehow, somewhere that's gonna affect how long your battery's gonna last you throughout the day. I haven't tested it long enough to determine whether or not it actually does, but I can't imagine that it doesn't. As I use it throughout the next couple weeks, I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on whether or not it actually does affect the battery. So another huge addition that I kind of skimmed over earlier is S Pen support. And like that inside camera, S Pen support does come with a few caveats. And one of those being that you need to use the S Pen that was specifically designed for the Fold 3. And in case you're wondering, it doesn't have a headphone jack. It also doesn't have micro SD card support, but you guys should have seen that coming because the previous Samsung devices didn't have those either. Okay, so who is this device for? The thing is a little bit bulky, but I don't think that should discourage you from considering purchasing it. Because when you pull it out of your pocket and you decide to flip it open, the user experience is amazing. So aside from the spec updates, Samsung also improved the UI. One quick example of the UI is they added the ability to add a fixed dock onto the right of the display. That makes it more like a PC or a Mac-like experience when you're using it. And if you're a gamer, then using the inside screen is actually pretty badass, especially for games like Call of Duty Mobile. If you do most of your content viewing on your mobile device, so if you're watching Netflix or HBO Max, Hulu, or YouTube, then you'll love using this. And I know what you might be thinking, but Sean, what about the crease? It's definitely still there, just like it was in previous versions, but when you're looking at the device straight on, it really isn't all that noticeable. In fact, I kind of forget it's even there. So, my final thoughts. If you can afford to spend the cash on this device, and it starts around $1,800 US, and if you do most of your content viewing on your device, then this device might work for you. And if you're looking for a phone that takes amazing pictures and great video, then I would probably get the S21 Ultra. And that's not because the Fold 3's cameras are bad or anything, it's just that the S21 Ultra's cameras are so freaking good. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. Did you guys pre-order one? Are you considering picking one up? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you have any questions about the device, I'll do my best to get to them. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.